is 4:03 a.m. in what used to be the eastern seaboard. The snow hasn't stopped in 37 days. The air has come to a near death-like stillness, if you can call this ash-laced mist air at all. And you're listening to Dreadwave FM, the last voice on the dial. This is Gentleman Jack, still seated at my post, headphones on and behind my old microphone. Still suited, still spinning tales for no one, offering you all a toast with ghosts of a past forgotten. Maybe you're out there. Hope filling your still beating hearts as my voice comes across the dreadwaves. Maybe you're not out there at all. The bombs dropped 73 days ago, give or take. I stopped counting when the sky turned white and never came back. You'd think after all this time, the fire would have ended it. But no, we were gifted a different kind of death. Slow, icy, quiet. I remain in this tower, high above the crumbled bones of a city whose name I don't speak anymore. The name doesn't matter. Names are for maps, and the maps are gone. All that's left is the cold, the silence, and the static. I've kept this frequency open since the first flash faded. Sometimes I read, sometimes I talk. Sometimes I just sit and listen. Listen to the occasional howling of frost-bitten winds, to the whisper of a world that never quite died, just forgot how to live. Some nights, I wonder if the dead ever hear me, if I'm whispering into the ears of bones and burnt carcasses, if the ghosts beneath the snow turn their heads ever so slightly to listen. You'd like that, wouldn't you? To think you're being heard, to think something stirs in the frost. Maybe it does. I wouldn't put it past this new world to give us that kind of mercy, or that kind of cruelty. They said the war would last days. They were wrong. The war ended in hours. What came after is the real battle, the one no one prepared for. No parades, no medics, no victory, no shouts of admiration and celebration. Just dust, and me, and you, if you're still breathing, still listening. They call it nuclear winter. Not the scientists, not anymore. They're ash and bone like the rest of us. But those of us who remember the term, we call it that now. Not because it explains anything, but because it feels right. Like giving a name to the silence. Because of the ash-stained snow that rains from the sky above. It wasn't the bombs that froze us. Not directly. It was what came after. The firestorms choked the skies with soot. Black clouds that blocked the sun like a burial shroud. Then came the cold. Unnatural, sudden, endless. The atmosphere collapsed in on itself. And what was once summer turned to sleet and bone-cracking chill. Mother Nature seemingly caught off guard by the dreadful actions of humanity. We thought we might burn by the nuclear fire. Turns out we were meant to freeze. Seems an appropriate punishment for such man-made devastation. It snows every day now. Gray, powdery snow that tastes like metal and death. No birds, no animals, no footsteps, unless you make them yourself. Even your own echo doesn't want to stay long. I've tried reaching other stations, tried piggybacking on old military bands, tapping into underground frequencies. It's like screaming into a mausoleum. But I keep at it, not because I expect an answer, but because one day I might get one. So if you're listening, if you're holed up in a diner basement or under a school gymnasium with a hand-cranked radio and a box of stale crackers, this is for you. You're not the only one left. Not yet. I've got a list here. Names I've picked up in scattered recordings, old voicemail servers that somehow still chirp to life, messages left on dusty answering machines before the grid went down. Sometimes, when I'm feeling bold, I read them aloud. Feels like honoring the dead, or reminding the living that we were here. That the land I continue to inhabit had once been brimming with life of all different kinds. Here's one I found last week. Charlie, it's Mom. We saw the sky go red, and your father's not talking. We're heading to the quarry bunker. If you hear this, go there. We'll wait. I love you. They never made it to the quarry. I checked. Only wolves and other sorts of unsavory predators are down there now. Frozen stiff in mid-step, like time tried to stop them mid-howl and never let go. But sometimes, something answers. When all else is silent, something makes its way over the dread waves. Not with a voice. Not exactly. More like a vibration in the signal. A tremble beneath the carrier wave. I've picked it up twice now. Not man-made, not electrical. It comes with the cold. And each time it hums, I feel something watching the tower from the white. There are no footprints in the snow when I check. But the ladder to the west deck creaked last night, and I do not creak alone. Let me try something. If you're alive, if you have access to short-range signal repeater or ham radio, tune to this frequency tomorrow night. Same time. Try to respond. Say anything. Your name, a memory, a scream. I'll be listening. I always am. Until then, I'll keep the light on in the tower. It's not much, but it's something. A beacon of light in a seemingly endless void of white and ash. This is Gentleman Jack, and this has been Dreadwave FM. May your shadows stay behind you, and your silence never answer back. Good night.